Good afternoon. I'm Steve Katinsky of Lenria Corporation. Lenria, I'm sorry. I'm Steve Katinsky, or there's no slides on, okay. Good afternoon. I'm Steve Katinsky of Lenria Corporation. Lenria is the industry association formed in 2015 by Dave Nagel and myself. We've been focused on general advocacy as the industry develops. I would like to start my brief remarks by thanking Carl Page and Frank and the team at the Anthropocene Institute on behalf of all of us. They have created a dynamic, innovative, and engaging conference. I'd also like to recognize the imprint of Richard Chan on our gathering, who we unexpectedly lost in March. His contribution is evident daily. I'm going to say two things in the next few minutes. I'm going to give a perspective on the field and then invite you to the poster session. We've got good news, and that is over the last 2 days, there's been a broadening of the field. By fusing the ICCF Scientific Conference with a new Solid-State Energy Summit. The ICCF portion represents the traditional scientific symposium that has continued uninterrupted for over 33 years. The topics on the left are typical of an ICCF, but there is something more, and we experienced it in the first day and a half. It is the new Solid-State Energy Summit component of this week's event. The topics on the right comprise an essential discussion of policy, economics, and innovation. The unique nature of the history and reputation of LENR requires the fusion of scientific and policy discussion to lay the groundwork for progress to a far greater degree than in most other disciplines. ICCF24 and the Solid-State Energy Summit bring together these two components of the field in the same place at the same time. This combined discussion can help the field break down some of the limitations on its progress. Now I'm going to put the idea of urgency concerning LENR in perspective. Many of you are familiar with the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientist and its Doomsday Clock. The Doomsday Clock is a design that warns the public of the perils we must address if we are to survive on this planet. It is currently set to 100 seconds to midnight, the closest time to midnight in its history, more than at the height of the Cold War and after the development of the hydrogen bomb. The bulletin currently focuses on three main areas: nuclear risk, climate change, and disruptive technologies. Of 13 steps that the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists said should be taken to address current threats, 3 of the recommendations to reverse the hands of the Doomsday Clock are related to decarbonization, energy, and climate change. Still, on to the question of urgency. We need to answer 2 questions for LENR. One, are the observations of excess heat real? Let's call this to the satisfaction of the broader physics community and policymakers. And 2, can the phenomena be made useful? Let's call meaningful as quad level replacement for carbon-based energy generation. What has changed recently? The geopolitical situation, war in Ukraine, Russia sanctions, a potential war with Iran. For government policymakers, could these and other geopolitical considerations be a potential catalyst for increasing their interest in LENR? As global conflict escalates, the cost of oil and natural gas can rise dramatically. Rising fossil fuel prices accrue to some of the world's worst actors, further empowering them. A clean, abundant, low-cost new energy source would change the chessboard. Could this represent an opportunity to engage with policymakers for their support of a systematic LENR program based upon maximizing rate of knowledge, delta K over delta T, to answer the proposed 2 key questions of LENR on the earlier slide as quickly as possible? Florian Metzler yesterday showed us that once Shockley obtained proof of principle in 1948 for his transistor, the volume of papers on the subject increased exponentially. It was the quintessential hockey stick. An accelerated program to achieve a similar tipping point is likely to cost at least $100 million, an order of magnitude greater than spent by Google or proposed by ARPA-E, that are both ground-shifting achievements but did not factor in urgency. Finally, onto the subject at hand. Posters are an important means to communicate the results of scientific research. We are fortunate to have 46 posters available for your education and enjoyment. The poster sessions are also a great opportunity to engage directly with some of the authors on their material. Today's poster session 1 is from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., immediately following Bob's performance after me. If you are here in person, go to the Great Hall. If you are online, you can visit through the Hop and streaming platform sessions. Thank you very much.